Good morning everybody, and welcome back to Imp of B. Teddy and I are off on a trip today, and I've chosen today because it's really sunny and hopefully some good views, because there's somewhere that I've seen on Google Maps that I want to explore, and I think it's going to be best viewed from the air. So we're going to head off. I've also got some food, hopefully have a little afternoon tea while we're out and about. Well, I have reached where I was heading. This place is called Parc Penallta. I will put the spelling in the description with a link to the website for this area. It's on the site of a former colliery, and they have landscaped the area. And the main reason I wanted to come here is because I've seen images of a horse, an enormous horse carved into the hillside. And apparently it's a tribute to pit ponies. And I mentioned pit ponies a couple of weeks ago when I was at Tondy Woods, and I talked about the Pit Pony Hospital. Well, this is a tribute to one of the last pit ponies that was in this area anyway, and his name was Sultan. And I'm really excited to see this. It looks pretty dramatic. And as it's a nice sunny day, I'm really hoping I can get the drone up so that you can see it from the air. Well, that was a steep climb. Oh, but I think I'm to be rewarded with some lovely views. And it looks as though there is some kind of spaceship at the top of this hill. Let's go and see. Well, this is the information board on a little bit about pit ponies. And it's the viewpoint for the sculpture of Sultan. But it's difficult to make out the shape from this level. Well, afternoon. We are back in the van, and once again, as soon as I open the door, it's so warm in here. So the heater is not needed again at the moment. The sun is still coming in through the windows and it's toasty warm. So Teddy was very happy with that. We had a little walk up to the observatory, which is a really lovely metal dome structure. Looks a bit like an alien spaceship has landed there. And then I managed to get the drone up around the statue, would you call it? Or sculpture, I think it's called a sculpture, of Sultan the pit pony. And I put the drone up pretty high. It's about as high as I've ever gone before, I think, to see. And I think I've got some really lovely images. And when I walk down, so there's a viewing platform where you can look across at Sultan. On that level, which was still quite high, you couldn't really make out the shape of it at all. So I definitely think the bird's eye view is the best view, but an amazing sculpture. I'll put all the details because I took a snapshot of the information board. So I will write in the description who the sculptor designer was. But now we're back in the van and I'm feeling like a cup of tea, so I'm going to make myself a nice cup of tea, not a coffee today, and we're going to attempt an afternoon tea. I say we, Teddy's not really going to contribute much towards this other than sample the goods probably, but I am going to attempt scones. So this morning I made some scones in the house, and I cooked some of them in the conventional oven, and I brought a couple of those with me. If all else fails, I can at least warm those, hopefully, in the Ridge Monkey. But I was interested to see if it's possible to cook scones, or scones, if you call them scones, or if you were American or North American, you might call them biscuits. Anyway, I call them scones, and I wanted to see if it was possible to cook them on a Ridge Monkey. As I said, I made the mixture at home, I've made the dough, I've cut them out, so all I need to do is warm them. I don't imagine they're going to turn out like scones done in the oven because there's no room for them to rise really. I just thought going forward, if I was away and fancied a nice sort of something warm in the van with some jam and clotted cream, then it would be nice to know that I could knock up some scones. So we'll have a little go on the Ridge Monkey, and we'll have a cup of tea as well, won't we, Ted? Well, Teddy won't, I will. And I did bring some very naughty jam and clotted cream to have with my scone. So let's get cooking. As ever, I've got the Ridge Monkey on the lowest gas setting to warm up. And I'll just show you the two types of scones. One that is already cooked, so that is them. Reasonably happy with those. These are the uncooked ones that don't look very lovely at the moment. They are a bit gooey. I'm hoping they will turn out okay though. I think they're just going to need very, very low heat. Okay, I'm going in for the attempt at the Ridge Monkey scones. As I said, they're not going to look terribly pretty, but they might taste nice. Oh, kettle spoiled. Well, I've been turning them quite regularly, and I've put the one that I cooked at home in as well, just to hopefully warm that. Oh, it is nice and warm. Just in case these are disastrous. They're not like traditional scones, they're much flatter, as was expected, because obviously the capacity to rise in the Ridge Monkey is pretty diminished. But I imagine they taste quite nice, and I think with a bit of jam and cream they will be perfect. As I've been cooking these, what I've been thinking is, because they do develop hot spots, and lots of foods do, so you've really got to keep your eye, especially things that need slow cooking. And I'm wondering if a diffuser would help. It would sort of distribute the heat from the gas ring, and I would hope, I just looked on Amazon actually, and I've seen them. They look very, very sort of simple ideas. And you put them over your heat source and it just diffuses the heat, so you don't get those little hotspots, and I'm wondering whether it might be worth investing for things that are liable to burn. I will look into that and I will let you know. Well, I think I've let them cook enough. I'm going to split them open to see if it's cooked in the middle. Well, they're certainly hot inside and they look pretty cooked. But yeah, I think that's going to be okay. I'm going to leave it cool, and then I've got my pots that I love to use from our takeaways. I've got one with, I think that's sour cherry jam and a little bit of clotted cream. Okay, I think I have been patient long enough. These look great, I must say. Quite pleased with them. You could always make the dough in the van, of course, but it's just less messy doing it. I'm only out for the day, so I made it at home, and nice to have hot scones. They're always nicer freshly cooked, aren't they? Hello, Ted. I can see you. Well, it looks a lot better with all the trimmings, doesn't it? Little taste test. I'm very excited to try this scone. I'm not even going to discuss whether you would put jam on first or cream. I know the way I do it. Jam first, then cream. Just like a tea shop. Lovely. Very happy with them. Well, those scones were a real hit with me and Teddy. They were a little bit crunchier on the outside than the ones cooked in the oven, but the inside was soft and fluffy and perfect carrier for jam and cream. So I think I shall be doing those again, and maybe I'll invite Richard with me next time because he also loves a cream tea. I'm just going to finish off my cup of tea. Teddy is pretty chilled out here, and we've just well, I speak on behalf of Teddy, but I think she has enjoyed the walk today. I've certainly enjoyed getting out and seeing somewhere different. As I was walking back, I noticed some old winding gear down, well, what must have been Penallta colliery. I thought the colliery had been pulled down, but it looks as though I got the drone up and I could see it, but not close enough for any detail. But before I get home, I'm going to take the van down and see if there is any access a little nearer where I can park the van. Probably won't do it today, but it might be somewhere to come back and have a little. I obviously won't be able to walk up to the buildings, but maybe get the drone up around the pit head gear, the winding gear, the sort of quintessential thing that you think of when you think of coal mines. So if you fancy that, I will come and do that another day. But anyway, I think I will sign off this week's vlog here. I could really do with a little lie down and a snooze, but I think probably better getting back home. I love these days out in the van. I love, as I said, it's just an excuse to come out to find somewhere that I fancy having a little look at, like it was the Sultan, the pit pony sculpture today. And having the van is just so lovely. It's so lovely to come back after a walk. Teddy can chill out in the van and dry off. And it's lovely to have a cup of tea or a cup of coffee, and even now some homemade scones. Yeah, winter or summer, do get out and enjoy your vans, guys. There's so many lovely places to go out and explore, and they don't have to be exciting. It's just nice to sit in the van sometimes. Anyway, have a great week, and I will see you next week. Take care, everyone.
I love the strong.